This review is gonna go in a really weird direction, but I promise it will make sense. Do not get in the way of a man-loving woman writing gay romance. My pinnacle favorite fanfiction of all time is 8 chapters long and there's a sex scene in every single chapter. And one of the top comments on that story is that there was too much sex. And I fought that person online because from a character development standpoint, it made sense. So that is how I'm going to compare this book to that. Couple of disclaimers before we get into it. I make my living by reviewing sapphic romances. And if you remember the scene from Modern Family comparing gays and lesbians, you know where this is going. And sometimes I do feel like branching out, maybe trying something new. So, first thought is I am shocked that somebody read this and said this is the perfect candidate to turn into a TV series, not a porn. I'll admit I haven't watched the TV series, probably won't, but I do have a feeling that they made up a lot of stuff for the show. There is, not much going on in this book. That being said, having come from a background of, extremely slow burns, I did appreciate that they had sex in the first chapter. But then, after the first chapter, it was, the second chapter, the third chapter, the fourth chapter, and by the 30th chapter, I'm like, oh my god. There was some plot at, the end, where they had to, confess their feelings and come out. And I am aware that there's a sequel to this book. I highly doubt that I'll be reading it. And there's also a threequel coming out next year. That's a lot. But my argument here is that I do not think that the sex scenes were necessary for the story, which leads this book into just porn territory. And you know what? That's fine. The problem is I don't know if we're overly sexualizing male-male relationships for the straight gays. And that's gays with a Z. G-A-Z-E, not G-A-Y-S. Although maybe some people realized they were gay after reading this book. But that's less of a problem that I have with the actual book being written because, damn, write whatever you want. The problem is that this is the book that we decided to turn into, a multi-million-dollar TV show. I'm sure there are so much better stories out there. And yet the one that we decided to turn into a mass media audience is the porn one. Which, for the record, is also the same thing that I complain about with the other books. I could actually go on an entire rant about this, and I was about to, but then I realized it would probably be its own video because it would go on for a long time. But anyway, let's just say of these books that I've read, the ones that did get greenlighted for TV shows / movies, I have some opinions on that. So yeah, the review of this book is it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. That's it. I do wonder if I've said